The Suffragette Movement, Women's Fight for the Vote. Welcome to TimeFrame, where we explore the pivotal moments in history that have shaped our world. Today we delve into the powerful story of the Suffragette Movement, a determined fight for women's right to vote that transformed societies and empowered generations. The struggle for women's suffrage began long before the term suffragette was even coined. In the early days, women across the globe faced immense challenges, fighting for basic rights and recognition. The movement gained momentum in the late 19th century, fueled by a growing awareness of gender inequality and a desire for social change. Activists like Susan B. Anthony and Emmeline Pankhurst became central figures, rallying women to demand their rightful place in the political arena. In Britain, the suffragette movement took on a more militant approach, led by the Women's Social and Political Union, founded by Pankhurst. These women were not afraid to take drastic measures to make their voices heard. They organized protests, hunger strikes, and even acts of civil disobedience. The phrase, "deeds, not words," became their rallying cry, reflecting their frustration with a system that silenced them. Across the Atlantic, American suffragists were also making waves. The Seneca Falls Convention in 1848 marked a significant milestone, where activists gathered to discuss the need for women's rights, including the right to vote. Figures like Elizabeth Cady Stanton and Sojourner Truth emerged as powerful advocates, emphasizing that the fight for women's suffrage was intertwined with the struggle for civil rights. As the movement progressed, the suffragettes faced fierce opposition. Critics often dismissed their demands, claiming that women were not suited for politics. Yet these women remained undeterred, using their voices and actions to challenge societal norms. They held rallies, distributed pamphlets, and even faced imprisonment for their beliefs. Their resilience in the face of adversity became a hallmark of the movement. The suffragette movement was not without its controversies. Some activists clashed over tactics and ideologies, debating whether to adopt peaceful methods or embrace more radical approaches. Despite these differences, the movement remained united in its ultimate goal, securing the vote for women. The early 20th century marked a turning point. The impact of World War I shifted public perception, as women took on roles traditionally held by men. Their contributions to the war effort highlighted their capabilities and further fueled the argument for suffrage. As nations began to recognize women's rights, the tide started to turn in favor of the suffragettes. In the years that followed, significant milestones were achieved. Countries like New Zealand and Australia led the way by granting women the right to vote, inspiring others to follow suit. The United States eventually passed the 19th Amendment, while British women over the age of 30 gained the right to vote in 1928. These victories were the result of tireless work, sacrifices, and unwavering dedication from countless women and their allies. Today, we remember the suffragettes not just for their fight for the vote, but for their broader impact on gender equality. Their legacy continues to inspire movements around the world, reminding us that the struggle for justice and representation is far from over. Thank you for joining us on this journey through the suffragette movement. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to TimeFrame for more stories from history that have shaped our lives today. Your support helps us bring more fascinating content to light. See you in the next video.